Welcome to the Raw Spotlight podcast, where we feature inspiring leaders in the B2B space and share their unique stories. Let's get started with the show.
I'm Steffanie Rodriguez, today's host of Raw Spotlight, where we feature leaders from B2B businesses, niche markets, large-scale brands, local businesses, and public sector entities to share their innovative strategies and inspiring success stories. At Ready Artwork, we combine the data-driven insights with innovative design to help your business thrive in the digital age. From SEO and digital advertising to web development and email marketing, we have experts who help companies uncover growth and explore it in extraordinary ways. To learn more, visit readyartwork.com or get a free proposal. Let Ready Artwork discover your full potential. I have Chad here from Rice 25, who has done thousands of interviews and successful entrepreneurs and CEOs. And we have flipped the script, and he will be interviewing me. Chad, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much, Steffanie. Great to be here. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Hey, you are a project manager with Ready Artwork. What does that mean?
Well, it just means that I'm the person who helps support my team and someone who is the liaison for our clients when it comes to working with Ready Artwork. And really, I try to keep the client's organizational goals, as something that we strive towards for whatever Ready Artwork produces with our team.
How long have you been there?
I've been here for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now.
Is this your first real job out of school?
No, second real job. I started off after college. I was working with another B2B company, but I was really getting my experience there with that job, and it's really what introduced me to project management as an accident, which is a great segue into Ready Artwork.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was part of your career coming into it. What about project management is interesting and exciting to you that keeps you going?
Well, I think with project management, I really enjoy the challenges that come from this role. Every day is really different, and what I really I'm very goal oriented and also someone who enjoys working with people. So it really combines a lot of the things I enjoy that come with the role. Working with the team, really trying to rally everybody to try to meet our goal. And again, the challenges are something that I find exciting to really experience, and seeing how, as a team or even with the clients, how we can solve a lot of the problems that arise.
And you have a professional certification in project management. How has that helped you or impacted your career?
Yeah, so the PMP certification, for short, it was something that going into Ready Artwork, this is something they asked me if I already had when I interviewed for the role, and it wasn't, but it was one of my professional goals. So what really worked out here and why I thought Ready Artwork was a great organization to join, they offered me a educational sponsorship, basically. So they helped sponsor my classes for this PMP as well as the test itself. And so that's something that really motivated me to go for it, of course. But through the journey of going for the PMP certification, I found myself really unsure of what steps to take and how to study properly for this test. All I saw online was just how difficult and challenging the test is, and not many people would really pass their first time. So, what that really forced me to look at, resources aside from what I've already seen, and see if there's a community out there that could help support me through the journey. And what's really great is I really liked using online forums like Reddit, for example. And I learned from Reddit, there was a subreddit called PMP Project Management. And there were so many people in that forum that really discussed a lot of their challenges, what they learned from it. It was also very supportive. There was a lot of PMPs who would speak to each other and really give each other tips. And I really appreciated that community. Aside from that, what I learned from taking this PMP course is really just being excited for, the challenges and like the, I guess, learning for myself. I think I learned a lot of resilience that came from it.
Mhm.
Because someone like me, I tend to say I'm not very book smart naturally.
Mhm.
I'm also someone who suffers from anxiety when it comes to testing. So I think that was something that I really just needed to recognize, that it's okay if I don't pass this first time. I know that that's something many people experience. As long as I go through with like a positive mindset, and I just feel like whatever the outcome is, it doesn't mean it's like the end of my career. It's something that will just be one small obstacle, and I'll try to push again and come back again for a second time and try to pass. But thankfully, with the first round that I did, I was able to actually pass with a pretty good score. So not only did I make myself proud, I made Ready Artwork proud, especially Victor and Emily. And I think that's something that I value a lot, as well as my family. And I did also want to mention that when it comes to project management, me as a Latina, I tend to notice that the percentage of PMP professionals is not very high for a
Mhm.
Latina woman in project management. So I think that's some pride that I also took away from this, is just being part of the few that do actually come out with a career in project management, and therefore even better, a PMP certification.
Nice, good for you. Is
Thank you.
was the test hard, as hard as you thought it would be?
Oh, yeah. It was, actually harder. I really didn't feel as, when I was taking the test itself, I didn't think I was gonna pass, just because, the questions, the wording is really just very difficult. And the way that it's set up is you take the first half of the test, and then you take a 20-minute break. You can't go back, change your answers, nothing like that. Once you pass that first round, you have to move on to the second. So, right away, they also give you your results, and when I saw that I passed, I was, like, about to jump out of my seat, but I know that other people were taking their test, and that wouldn't have been appropriate. But yeah, it was very, very challenging, very difficult, but I'm proud that I got through it.
Yeah, that's great. So you have to go somewhere and like sit in some booth or sit at a desk or something?
Yeah, it's a booth, you can't look around. Oh my gosh. They have technology now too where they monitor your eye movement, things like that.
Really?
So, yeah, it's very strict. You can't really do too much moving around. They give you specific, note-taking items. You can't bring your own. You can't have food near your desk. It's very strict, so it's very serious.
I feel like all those things add to the pressure as well. So congratulations for passing it on your first
Thanks.
time. That's
I
awesome.
don't know if you can tell, but I'm kinda shaky just talking about that experience.
Yeah, I bet. So now that you've been doing it, now that you've been doing project management for a while, um, working with clients and team members is a big part of the job. How do you kind of approach building relationships with those guys?
Yeah, maybe I'll go with the team first.
Okay.
So thankfully, Ready Artwork, we have a core team. We have some, experienced professionals that I've been working with for a couple of years now. So the building relationship aspect with them has been ongoing for, as long as I've been here. But what I've learned, what's really great about Ready Artwork is they actually had us do a personality test. And one of the things that I scored with, or the personality type, is someone who is a relator. And this relator, what I learned is I really get energy, or even I get, I feel like I tend to want to gravitate towards people, get to know them naturally, and really just try to show them that I care. And it's really, when I saw that is what I scored with this, I was really, it resonated with me because it's 100% true. I personally love building relationships with people, with strangers. I'm not a natural, extrovert. I'm definitely not, but I try to force myself to talk to people. I also noticed that a lot of the people claim to say they don't like small talk, right? It's just, oh, small talk is, kind of something I just don't like to do. I think it's necessary to have small talk, especially with clients, with team members. So what I've noticed too is some people tend to, when they have meetings, they tend to just jump right into the work. Okay, what are we doing here? But that really takes out the human aspect of these online meetings, especially. And so, whenever I meet with clients, especially for the first time, I like to ask, small talk questions, things like that. And little by little, it tends to open up our clients when it comes to, building that relationship as well as our team. And then what else here? And yeah, I think just regularly meeting with our clients, that's something we already do already, artwork, has given us, more face-to-face time with them. And so, naturally that's what, it naturally progresses into a relationship. So it's been great.
Great.
Yeah.
Since you've taken that test, in between now and back then, is there like a lesson that you have learned during the course of your career that's been particularly valuable for you?
Yes. Well, a lot of the things I've learned when I joined, or many of the things that I've learned as a project manager have been self-taught.
Hmm.
A lot of PMP or a lot of professional project managers tend to be accidental project managers. So that's something that naturally I got into as well. Um, but what I did learn when it came to the PMP certification is now the expert level knowledge that came from that. So if I reflect from where I am now to where I was before then, I brought a lot of the foundational items that a project manager needs to ready artwork.
Hmm.
So, I've been able to structure the project management department with the right, assets and resources that are needed to make sure that a project gets completed successfully. I've also been able to learn that there are a lot of items that I thought I struggled with as myself as just a person in project management. Um, I learned that, a lot of the failures that I think are failures are actually very normal to experience in project management. And there are a lot of tools and resources out there that I could use to, try to turn things around. So that was something that I really appreciated from that experience.
Yeah, nice. Well, that's good advice for project managers and really for anybody trying to do a job in life. Um,
Mhm.
what what advice? Maybe that's the advice. What advice would you give to somebody who's just starting out in project management now that you've gotten past that point?
Yeah, I do see there's a rise in project management. It's becoming a popular field. When I was in college a few years ago, now quite a few years ago, I did see that, I didn't know project management was actually a field that I could choose my career in. And so now that it's becoming a popular career goal or a career role for a lot of recent graduates, I do see there's a lot of resources out there that are now hitting the mainstream, like TikTok, for example. There's a lot of people talking about how to become a professional project manager. These are the challenges that you'll be facing. These are some of the resources that you could use. So I think really just before diving into it, one, you need to see do you have the skills and characteristics of a project manager? So for me, for example, I should have known I could have been a project manager because in college, I was the person when we did team projects who gathered everybody
Mhm.
and I was like, hey, here's the plan. This is what we're going to do. Here's our due dates. So I have that natural personality type. So just looking into seeing, do I fit this personality type? You have to be a type A, you have to be organized, you have to be someone who likes working with people. So first, just making sure that you fit that. And then also do your research. So like I said, there's a lot of things out there now that this is a mainstream career role that people want to take. Really just trying to see if you're up for it. Again, I would recommend Reddit. There's a lot of discussion and a lot of challenges that people post on there and seeing if you're up for something like that. Aside from that, I would also see if there's opportunities out there to not just start off as a project manager, but taking maybe if you're already established in your role now, but seeing if there's any opportunity within your organization to do project coordination or do similar responsibilities that a project manager would do within your own role, just so you get the experience that would allow you to see if that's the right fit for you.
Have you found that there's like a common misconception that people might have about doing project management?
Yes. So it's usually a joke amongst developers. So we're obviously in the tech industry. It's usually a joke about through developers that they dislike project managers. They don't think they're very they provide any value to projects. But obviously, project management was created for a reason. I think what the misconception is that we take all the credit for the work, or we really don't provide, again, any value when it comes to projects and working with teams. But I think that with the project manager in place, that's really the person who's trying to keep everybody aligned on the goals. What is the goal of this project? How does this impact the client? You know, how long do we have? Hey, is this ready? So a lot of those things that, you know, a team needs to stay in line and making sure that we are all, again, working as a team to get to that goal. These are the things that a project manager supports. And also, when it comes to the developers, it's definitely funny. They say, I hate a project manager. And I think it's, you know, something to laugh at. But with Ready Artwork, I obviously know our developers are SMEs, right? They're the subject matter experts. So
Mhm.
I'm not someone who's going to try to challenge or, you know, not be someone who voices the developer, what the developer thinks, because at the end of the day, you're an expert. And I want to make sure that I'm using your expertise to you know, try to accomplish whatever it is that we're doing. So I think it's very important to be that person, that supportive role for your team, especially developers, and that's something as a PM I try to do every day.
As you look back over your, career so far, is there like a project that comes to the top of your mind that seems like it was the most exciting or most memorable for you?
Yeah, sure. I think I'll pick one that's more recent, but
Hmm.
um, we have a client who just started. This is now their second year in hosting a live networking event locally. And, you know, this idea of this was really to try to get local professionals to come meet each other and to see if they would like to, you know, associate themselves with the client. I'm not going to name their name just to keep it private, but
Hmm.
there was a lot of things that were very important about this event. This is the biggest event of the year for them. um, as Ready Artwork was working with this client, really our objective was to try to get this event, get people to show up to the event. So we were the ones promoting it. We had a campaign. We did every part of what Ready Artwork offers. We covered. So digital ads. We did website. We made email. We did an email campaign. We did a lot for them. So there was one the challenge here that I faced was with the team was this is our second time doing this campaign for this client. We also were working with far less budget than we were last year. So that was something that we were a bit afraid of. Having less budget means there's less resources that we can utilize to try to make sure this campaign succeeds. So that was one of the challenges. The other challenge was we also had a bit less time than anticipated to try to get this campaign one executed and then live. Just enough time for this promotion to be advertised online. You know, because Google Ads and Meta need a couple of weeks to go through the learning process. So there was a lot of things that were on the line here. And again, that was a challenge. There was a few challenges there, but what we did is as a team, came together, came up with a strategy, came up with some solutions. We really tried to see like, okay, what could we learn from the last year's campaign that we can try to replicate that were successful, and things that weren't successful, how could we improve on them? So a lot of this made my team and myself really just step up a little bit more than last year. And so through all of these challenges, these solutions that we implemented, it was a successful event because not only did we align with the goals of the clients, we also aligned with the goals of our internal organizational goals for this campaign. And when I got to actually attend the event, and I got to look around and see all the people that actually showed up, and these are people that were relevant audiences to the client. So really, just being there, I got to see the impact that my team had for the client's event. And so at the end of the day, or at the end of this project, I think not only did we go far below budget, but we executed successfully. Like we hit as many goals as we could. So I think been by far my favorite project, although very stressful. Although very
Sure.
stressful, it was a lot of fun to get through. So yeah.
Hey, I'm sure as a project manager, the team, you have to deal with maybe conflicts or disagreements within a project team. How do you kind of handle that?
Yeah. So I think again, relaying what does a project management personality type need. It's I have to be someone who's not afraid of confrontation, personally, I think, I don't even think I like the word confrontation, right? When there's challenges that arise, I really think of it as an opportunity to one, understand like why do we see some friction or challenges with the team or a client? And I think the communication is pretty important. So with conflict, I think of it as just an opportunity to communicate, really just laying it out. Okay, so what are some issues that we're having? Why are they happening? I guess that's the part that I would say really spend the time on is understanding, if there's something else that's, presenting itself as to why maybe a team member isn't performing where we need to. So really just having that conversation with them is really important. And then, working with that person, identifying, is there something that we could work toward or something that I could do to support you? Or is there anything else that, you need from me that can help you, improve here or and help you turn this around. So I like to do that, especially, and checking in after that conversation happens, checking in, seeing if after that conversation, if it really did make an impact for my team or that person, and just trying to again communicate, be supportive. And just checking in, I think, helps with some of the challenges or friction with working with the team.
Does music play a role in your work life?
Yes. Yeah, I'm huge on music. So I love to put my headphones on and play music all day because it really drowns out the outside noise, and it keeps me focused throughout the work day. And music does does sway me a lot. So sometimes I will put some metal music on and
Nice.
yeah, just kind of get like really pumped up and start working. Um, and then sometimes if I'm a little bit stressed out, I'll try to find, the right song or right genre of music that'll help me calm down and kind of help me breathe a little bit. But aside from that, I like to attend concerts regularly. So it's also something that just excites me in general. I love being a part of music. So every day it's just, something that I have to have while I work.
What's the most rewarding aspect of your job as a project manager?
Um, I personally love seeing my team grow. So I think that's the most rewarding. When it comes to being a project manager, a great project manager is someone who tries to motivate, a team member. So I think it's great if, there's any challenges that come with working with the team, how do we overcome this together? And at the end of it all, like I think it's good to reflect of, getting past that challenge and then seeing how we grew from it. We tend to grow closer as a team when things like that arise. So I personally think that's rewarding as a project manager.
If you weren't a project manager, what do you think you'd be doing?
I haven't thought about that. Uh, I if I wasn't a project manager, um, I think I would still follow a similar role because I think every person in the professional setting should have project management skills, and you
Hmm.
most likely do because you need to be someone who's organized. You need to be someone who's self-motivated, proactive, someone who can, stick with timelines, things like that. So I think my skills and my personality can, fit in many roles. I think, but if I weren't doing project management, um, I don't know. I don't think I've experienced, or really thought about what I would be doing instead, just because I really like what I do.
Yeah,
So I think this is something I want to stick with for a while.
nice. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
hey, Stephanie, it's been great to talk to you today. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on the podcast with you. And if you're a host in future episodes, I'll look forward to checking them out.
All right. Thanks, Chad. Really appreciate your time.
So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Raw Spotlight podcast. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.